Good evening, everyone. My name is Miss Miller, and I am the student teacher this year for the age 18. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing and getting to know the teachers of 8J. Let's start off with Mr. Jet.
Hello, Miss Miller and everyone else. My name is Mr. Jet, and I teach science on the 8J team. Right now, we're learning about energy and roller coasters. So this is my roller coaster over here. And let's see, what else would you like to know, Miss Miller?
Mr. Jet, what is the coolest experiment you've ever done?
Oh, I love experiments. Probably the coolest one I've ever done is called Combustible Bubbles, and I did that at the very beginning of the year, and I'll do it again this year. But I love lots of experiments. Here's one I can do real quick for you guys. All right, so I'm putting some water in the beaker here, and we're learning about forces. So the water you saw me pour in here, and this is something you can do with a bucket at your house. And notice how the water doesn't come out because of the forces of some centripetal forces in there. Woo! Stopping is kind of tricky, but then all the water comes out. So I love doing experiments like that in class.
That's awesome. Next up is Miss Law.
Hey, J families. My name is Miss Law, and I teach social studies. My two disciplines for the 8th grade year are civics and also personal finance. Do you have a question for me, Miss Miller?
I do. If you could live in any era, what would it be?
I would say I would live during the Victorian era. They had the most beautiful costumes, or clothing, I guess they would call, and their hair was all put up, and I just love that time period. So, the Victorian era.
Awesome. All right, now let's go over to Miss Coleman.
Good afternoon, 8J families. I am Mrs. Coleman. I am your students, I call it reading teacher, but the school calls it literature and writing. And we are doing a lot of review today, since school started. And next week we're going to start our first reading, and it's called Charles.
Awesome. Mrs. Coleman, what's your all-time favorite novel?
Well, it is actually the Twilight series. It was written in 2005, and I still love it. And then I love the movies as well. I actually use this for a lot of talks in class when we're talking about literature and literature devices or elements. I usually bring this up. A lot of kids have actually seen the movie versus watching me reading the book, but it's still good.
Awesome. All right, following Miss Coleman is Mr. Crush.
Hi, I'm Mr. Crush. I'm the language arts teacher here on 8J. I work exclusively in writing and getting your kids ready for writing in high school.
Awesome. Mr. Crush, if you could spend the rest of your life writing in one genre, which genre would that be?
I love writing in science fiction because it means that I get to make up all kinds of rules for my settings.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, let's go over to Mrs. Keenel.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Keenel. I am the math 3 teacher. We are currently working on beginning one-step equations and two-step algebraic equations.
Awesome. Ms. Keenel, what made you fall in love with math?
Well, it was about this middle school era, 7th and 8th grade, when I really loved the logic of math and the problem-solving aspect of it. And then, obviously, as I grew and aged, I learned to appreciate the efficiency of it, honing down into getting the efficiency of algorithms.
Awesome. Awesome. So last but certainly not least, we have Mrs. Perraso.
Hey everybody, hi 8J family and students. I am Mrs. Carrasco, and I am the bilingual teacher for 8th grade. Yo soy la maestra bilingüe de octavo grado. También enseño una clase de inglés como segundo idioma, pero de estudios sociales. So I also teach the ELD social studies class on 8J. Ms. Miller, do you have a question for me?
I do. So what is your favorite thing about teaching ESL and bilingual classes?
My favorite thing about teaching ESL and bilingual is the opportunity to work with a variety of students, and also I love the fact that we can learn in two languages, both English and Spanish. Mi cosa favorita de enseñar las clases bilingües y inglés como segundo idioma es poder conocer a muchos estudiantes de diferentes culturas y también poder enseñar y aprender en dos idiomas, los dos, inglés y español. Gracias por venir a nuestra casa abierta y otra vez para repasar todos los maestros del equipo octavo J. Son señora Kino, es la maestra de matemáticas. Señora Law, ella es la maestra de estudios sociales. Señor Crush es el maestro de escritura. Señor Jet es el maestro de ciencias. Señorita Miller, ella es pues ella está estudiando, haciendo sus prácticas este año por parte de la universidad y trabaja con Mrs. Coleman o señora Coleman. Y la última, señora Coleman es la maestra de literatura y lectura.
Thank you guys once again for tuning in to our virtual open house.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.